Yeah, Shalom Israel, Shalom. Barakatha YaHaWah, Barakatha YaHaWaShi, Barakatha YaHaWah, Barakatha YaHaWaShi, Barakatha YaHaWah, Barakatha YaHaWaShi, BaHaSham Qadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me his truth in its entirety, according to the Bible. Peace and salutations to Akim out there pushing his truth all over the earth. Yeah, just a quick lesson. The title of this lesson is The Voice of Mirth Shall Cease. Right? So, I was watching this clip. We'll take in this clip and then we'll grab some precepts, right? And it's just, more prophecy, the cause been put out, right? The elder apostles told us, right? Push the prophecies, man. You know what I mean? Push the prophecies. And that's all we're doing right now is pushing these prophecies, man. We're seeing these things manifest. We're attaching the scriptures to them. And we're sending out the warning, right? But yeah, let's peep this quick little clip and then we'll grab some precepts.
Reserve is doing. So let's dig into what's been going on with Sears, in particular Transformco. They are the shell company that bought Sears out of bankruptcy earlier this year. Now, they disclosed on Thursday that the difficult retail environment and other challenges have led to the decision to close an additional 96 stores by February 2020. Now, they plan to close 51 Sears stores and 45 Kmart stores, and after those closures, Transformco, they'll operate only 182 stores. That's a 57% decline of their Sears and Kmart footprint from the first quarter of 2019. So they started with 425 stores. They are dramatically decreasing the footprint of this company. Now, the latest 96 closures, they are in addition to the 100 stores that were reported just last month. Of course, sales have continued to decline. They continue to redefine what it means to be successful in retail. Back in 2014, Sears operated 2,000 Sears and Kmart stores across the country. To be taken all the way down to 182 stores, that's a decrease of 91% of their stores. So
A decrease of 91% of their stores, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they were eating, right? They were feasting. Let's get a precept, right? Feast shall turn into lamentation. Tobit 2, it's in the Apocrypha. Tobit chapter 2. That's a lot of stores, man. In the year 2014, they're operating 2,000 stores, and they're down to 180 something odd stores right now. The book of Tobit chapter 2, verse 6. Right? Remembering that prophecy of Amos, as he said, your feast shall be turned into mourning, and all your mirth into lamentation, right? So mirth, mirth being joy, rejoicing, right? Feast, you're eating, metaphorically speaking, you making money hand over fist, right? Your feast shall be turned into mourning, and all your mirth into lamentation, right? These are the things that are happening. We're seeing it happen right now, man. You know what I mean? And it's just a turning back of the curses, right? Because YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi, If we who are in this truth, most high willing, we are of the elect, but we remember the true name of our power, YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi, right? We remember the true name of our power. We're calling on him, right? We're calling on him, right? As you can see here in Deuteronomy 4, if we call on him in the land of our captivity, he'll remember us, right? Deuteronomy chapter 4. Verse 27, and YaHaWah shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen. Whether the Most High YaHaWah shall lead you, right? We're in the land of our captivity right now, scattered, right? And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell, right? We're here caught up in other doctrines, right? Sleeping Jake caught up in other doctrines, serving these false gods, the other gods, right? In the land that they've been scattered to. Here, modern day Babylon, spiritual Babylon, right? But if from thence thou shalt seek YaHaWah thy power, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to YaHaWah thy power and shalt be obedient unto his voice, for YaHaWah thy power is a merciful power. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. Right. So we're in the land of our captivity, and we remembered our true power, YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi. Right. And these things are coming to pass. Right. We're seeing it's a turnaround of the curses, pretty much, man. Pursuant to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7, right? Let's get that. And YaHaWah thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee, right? So we're seeing it manifest. We're seeing it manifest with these stores closing, right? These stores closing, major shakeups, right? And if you go to, it's the curses, right? A turning back of the curses, right? Onto those that hate thee, Israel, Jacob, right? Our enemies, man. You know what I mean? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's see this curse that we're talking about. 28 verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Khan. So we see these things, us in this truth, we see these things manifesting. It's no big surprise, man. Right? It's no big surprise. Right? We're calling on our power, YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi, and he's hearkening and hearing us. Right? And we're seeing these curses turn on our enemies. Right? Primarily, before we go back into the video, before we go back into the video, that's the spirit. Crafty counsel. Psalms 83. Crafty counsel. It tells us who our enemies are, man. Primarily Edom, right? Crafty counsel. Psalms 83 verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Right. Confederate against thee, against Israel. Right. Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. Right. Primarily Edom. Primarily. Right. Confederate against thee. You know what? Let's get that word. Confederate. Right. So it shows you who our enemies are. Us being Israel. Jacob. Right. Shows us who our enemies are, right? So it's a turning around. It's a turning around of the curses, man. Yeah, Salakia. Phone started chirping, but that's always the case. Phone's quiet the whole time. The minute we get into some lessons, it starts chirping, right? So yeah, Confederate. Right? Joined by an agreement or a treaty, some local groups united to form confederate councils. Yeah, so a unity group, a common element. They're united. They've been united against us, man. Right? Primarily Edom. Right? It shows you right there, man. Edom. So we know who our enemies are, man. So when we see these things happening, right? We know it's prophecy, man. Let's get back into the clip.
Edward Lampert, he was the former CEO of Sears. He actually established Transform Co. and purchased the company out of bankruptcy. Now, he said, quote, since purchasing substantially all the assets of Sears Holding Corporation in February 2019, Transform Co. has faced a difficult retail environment and other challenges. We have been working hard to position Transform Co. for success by focusing on our competitive strengths and pruning operations that have struggled due to increased competition and other factors. To support these initiatives, our owners and a third-party investor has recently provided the company approximately $250 million in new capital. As a part of this process, we have made the difficult but necessary decision to streamline our operation and close 96 Sears and Kmart stores. Going out of business sales at these stores are expected to begin December 2nd. Now he also...
Yeah, going out of business, right? So we've seen these stores close down, man, right? And we know it's prophecy. Isaiah 19. And it's going to affect the blue collar and the white collar, man, right? Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19 verse 8. The fishers also shall mourn, and all they that cast angle into the brooks shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the waters shall languish. Right. So this right here, fishers casting their nets, trying to pull in fish. This This shows us that it's blue-collar workers, right? Verse 9, moreover, they that work in fine flax and they that weave networks shall be confounded, right? And this shows us right here, white-collar workers, man. You know what I mean? Confounded, confused, not knowing what's going on. How am I going to make rent? How am I going to make my bills, right? Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, spiritual Egypt, right? Modern day Babylon, America the Great, right? Which the head or tail, branch or rush may do, right? Shortage of work, man. There's no work. All these doors are closing, right? Grinding ceasing. Let's get that. Ecclesiastes 12, Salakia. 12 verse 3, grinding cease, right? In the day of when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, right? You know, shortage of work, no work, right? Places of work, places, establishments closing their doors, right? No work, grinders meaning workers, right? And it's across the board, blue collar and white collar. Verse 4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, right? So no work for these workers. The doors get closed, man. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, right? So they're looking for jobs, right? Waking up at the crack of dawn looking for jobs, can't find none. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low, right? That's celebrities, man. So it's across the board. Celebrities going to be struggling, right? Blue collar workers struggling, right? White collar workers struggling, right? And these establishments that provide employment closing their doors. Let's get Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Right, Babylon. Modern day Babylon. Spiritual Babylon. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Right. The mirth, the joy, right? So we're going into holiday season, right? Where Babylon the Great, America the Great, right, is getting geared up to pour out their pagan practices, right? It's supposed to be a time of quote unquote joy, right? And it's you know, the mirth of the street is gone. Let's close out.
So added, we will continue to evaluate our Sears and Kmart footprint consistent with our overall retail and service strategy. Now, you know what the craziest thing about his whole statement is? They're only down to like 180 stores. At the current trajectory, what is it, like 100 stores per announcement? They only have 2 announcements left. It's very clear they're doing something entirely different. What does this mean for commercial real estate? Because retailers across the board are all kind of doing this same thing. What is this going to mean? And eventually, we're going to have the entire country look very similar to what we saw in Detroit, except for commercial real estate. What does this mean as we have all of these retailers closing down? And I'm telling you, this holiday season, I'm expecting that they will report somewhat normal numbers for retail sales for this holiday season. They're going to hype it up. They're going to really downplay what expectations are, and they're going to make something dismal seem. But, you know, we need a rock star holiday season this year. We're not going to get that. And now I think these numbers are going.
Yeah, all these doors are closing, man. And it's just going to get worse and worse, right? We'll read that precept again, man. Isaiah 24, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Right, we're gonna see the landscape of America the Great, Babylon the Great, right? Dotted with closed establishments, right? Let's close out with this one. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 9. Close out with this one. For thus saith YaHaWah, Most High YaHaWah, BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, of hosts, the power of Israel. Behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. Khan. So we know based on prophecies, man, Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, he's shutting it down, man, right? He's shutting it down. You know, happiness, joy, you know what I mean? Eating, getting that guap, that dinero, that filthy lucre, that's all going to cease, man. the voice of mirth, the voice of gladness, it's all going to cease, right? Most High Power, YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi is going to shut it down, right? It's all prophecy. It's all prophecy, right? But yeah, I wanted to drop a couple precepts on that, man. You know what I mean? I pray that you're edified, right? Barakatha YaHaWah, Barakatha YaHaWaShi, BaHaSham Qadash. Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth in its entirety, according to the Bible. Peace and salutations to the Akim out there pushing this truth all over the earth, right? Stay focused. Stay in this prayer. Pray without ceasing, Israel, without ceasing. Kwam Yasharala, Abad Babal.